Beautiful.
Hello and welcome to the Unfazed Review Podcast.
Welcome back.
I think, I could be wrong here, I haven't taken a look at our archive in a while, but I think this is episode 10.
Sounds about right.
It's about episode 10. So hello, sorry it's been a while, but we're happy to be back with you guys.
Hello, farewell, we bid you all adieu.
Nice and cool, crisp. We were just outside for a while in the heat doing a live stream.
We were both drinking Gatorade, the same green Gatorade.
Sweating my ass off out there. But
this podcast brought to you by Gatorade.
Brought to you by Gatorade and Pops and Cookie. Check them out. For all your baked good needs. Yeah. We'll put a link down below, if we remember.
Well, as always, we have a list of things. We both made a list of things we want to talk about, and then we did the thing we always do where we discuss the list briefly beforehand, and then we're like, oh, no, wait, we've got to wait for the podcast to talk about it.
Exactly. Well, I'll let you kick it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first topic was actually something that we had been talking about like last week, I think. We were just kind of baffled by it, is the overwhelming prevalence of OnlyFans and all these people who are super successful on it.
Yeah.
It's almost as if we forgot that porn exists.
Yeah, porn has become so ingrained with our daily life, it's getting confused with like TikTok and Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's just, my thing that we were talking about, actually we were having lunch a little while back, and we were talking about how it's going to be rare to find a girl who hasn't had an OnlyFans or done some kind of porn. You know what I mean? And not to say that there's girls out there that haven't. I mean, there's plenty of girls out there that haven't, obviously, and I'm not lumping everyone in together, but it just seems like there's a shit ton of girls doing it now.
Yeah, it's very odd. We were both talking about how there's multiple people we know who are doing it, and we're just like, wow, this is weird. It's just weird. But yeah, I truly don't get it. As we're both two guys who like our sensual experiences, but I have zero interest in it. I'm not gonna pay for that.
Yeah,
it's like you can get tons of it for you're never gonna.
There's a never-ending supply of porn already.
In 5 lifetimes, you won't be able to go through all the shit that's on the internet.
Yeah,
so why are you going to pay for some random girl like give you like 5 pictures in a 10-minute video or whatever the fuck?
And the only thing is, I know a couple guys who shall remain nameless, who, no judgment, man, they pay for the OnlyFans. And the only thing I can see on those is if you know the girl, and it's like, you know, I went to college with her and she's hot and whatever, and it's like out of curiosity.
Yeah, if you know them in real life, I could kind of
see that out of like curiosity. You're like, Bethany was like so sexy, you know, in college or whatever, and then you see her now and you're like, oh my god. I could see that like fulfilling some kind of fantasy just because you know are on a personal level or whatever, and like that unattainable chick or whatever who's now attainable to the entire world if you pay $5.55. But my thing is, it's kind of like oversaturation, and it's, I don't know, man. It's gonna lose its luster, I think.
You know what I think it is? I mean, there's so many like already. There's like female streamers and stuff who have a lot of followers, and it's. I mean, let's be real, it's because there's a lot of guys. I mean, a lot of them are genuinely talented gamers, but a lot of them also have only as many followers as they do because guys want to get noticed by them.
There's a pervy aspect to it.
And I think that's the same dynamic that OnlyFans has. It's just cutting right to the chase, kind of. It's like there's a hot girl, and if I follow her, you know, I think it like opens up messages and shit, so you can talk to her.
100%.
Yeah. So,
and there's a lot of, I hate to use this word because I know it's being abused on the internet, but there's a lot of simps out there. And like I said, I hate to use the trendy shit words, but... And I'm not saying that everyone who does it is, because like I said, I know some guys who've done it out of curiosity, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good thing in the long run, you know?
I don't think it is either. Yeah, we were talking about how if you go on a Pornhub or something, there's by far way more view counts on average on like Pornhub than there is on, say, YouTube or something. So, like, we all, you know, we're doing this stuff, but I think it's a separate world, and I think it should remain sort of a separate world. It's weird.
It's kind of weird when the lines blur, and you like for me, it's like I'm a man, you know, I enjoy a good pornographic video every now and then, but especially being single, you're like, it's fulfilling fantasies, you know. But it's a part of that fantasy, I think, is not knowing the chick, you know. And it's like not knowing. I don't want to know the whole story. I don't want to see their dog in the background. You know what I mean? It's like I want that fantasy. I want the story. You know what I mean? But I do see the appeal. Don't get me wrong. I see the appeal. But I think what freaks us out is just the vast number of girls that are doing this. It's like a lot.
Vast numbers of girls
like
that are doing this, and then I think I'd be scared to figure out like how many guys are doing this just because they want to like talk to them, you know, and tell them they're beautiful and
there's a lot of dudes that I think
you can't. It's super unhealthy. You can't like lie to yourself like that.
Definitely. It's like the guy that comments on the Instagram model all the time. Baby, go out with me, baby. It's like
There's a lot of that kind of guy in OnlyFans.
I don't think it's going to happen, buddy. I don't know. And maybe that's what some of those guys need. I mean, maybe that's the only thing getting them out of bed in the morning.
Maybe.
No judgment, but I do think that is a little bit of a disturbing thought that one day it'll be rare to find someone who doesn't have an OnlyFans.
That is kind of a disturbing thought, yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, that's all I have on that.
Our kids are going to be aliens to us. They're going to have grown up in such a different world.
Oh, it's going to be weird, man.
It's going to be fucking insane.
Well, the thing that I've always said is crazy, and I've definitely talked about this on podcasts in the past, it's weird how, like, our parents, and especially our grandparents, just a few pictures of them. It's like there's a few pictures of my dad as a kid, a couple of my mom as a kid, no video of them as kids at all. It's like I don't have video of my parents until they were, like, in their late 20s. And it's like and that's like one VHS, you know? Yeah. And it's like, that's a strange thing, man. But you look at our generation, especially the generation that's coming up right now that are like, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be so much video of them. Like, their whole, like, high school experience is documented. For some of these kids, they're when they were babies, their elementary school life. It's like everything's, like, there's so much video you couldn't watch it all because there's so much of it, you know? Yeah. And it's like with us, it's like, here's my great-grandma, and it's like one picture with a tear in it, you know? And it's like, now it's like, here's an HD picture of my great-great, or an HD video of my great-grandpa. Like,
on OnlyFans.
For kids in the future, yeah. And that's the thing, too. Think how many grandmas are going to, someday, be grandmas, but they're chicks with OnlyFans right now. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's the way of the world. That's the way it's
We're both kind of old souls, so we see, like, just a value problem with it, I feel like. But,
definitely. And I'm kind of a hypocrite on one hand, because it's like, we look at porn and stuff, like, obviously, together all the time. Right now, we're looking at it right now. But, so I'm a little hypocritical in that aspect, but the OnlyFans thing, it just, what kind of freaks me out, though, is just how many people are doing it and how casual they are about it. That's kind of...
it is weird, because, I don't know, you feel like a lot of girls are so guarded about their bodies.
100%.
And then as soon as OnlyFans got big, it was almost like it gave them... Like, it was something was okay. It was
because
other people are doing it.
Well, it's because attention got thrown in the mix and money got thrown in the mix. Money's the big one. And I think when girls saw, and I can't 100% blame them on this, when they saw, if I flash my titties once a day and create a connection with these poor dudes, I'm going to make a shit ton of money, and I'm not going to have to leave my bedroom.
I know.
And especially, I think a reason we've seen a spike in the OnlyFans during this year is because of the pandemic, and because these people are out of jobs. These girls are who would normally be saying, I'm considering stripping or going to porn or working at a topless place or whatever. Instead, these girls are saying, I can make even more money by fingering myself on camera in my room, or these chicks, taking her top off and like getting money, and it's way more lucrative. And also, it's like, there's also a disassociation, sort of, because it's like they're just doing it on their phone or on the webcam or whatever. And it's like they do feel safe. Like, they feel like they're by themselves and all they're doing is playing on their computer. But I don't know if all of them grasp the impact of, like, thousands of people are seeing you and jerking off to you.
Yeah. And thousands of guys that are kind of at least mildly obsessed with you and couldn't find your IP address. Like, it gets a little scary.
Yeah, there's I think there's a fine line between... a playful, sexy video, and then like it getting to kind of unhealthy territory.
Yeah.
And I think that can happen gradually over time, especially if like suddenly that becomes the girl's main source of income.
Right.
And it's like, and then these people are like addicted to it, and they think they have a connection with her.
Yeah. Weird.
But no judgment, man. If there's guys out there who are doing it, I don't know. There's a lot of free porn out there. Just saying.
Go for it. Just
maybe just don't waste all your money on it, and just realize that she's just a chick looking for cash.
And she probably has a football boyfriend that's filming all this stuff for her. So just think about that. Think about the sweaty guy that's behind the camera when you're looking at her pictures.
And realistically, I mean, they just want you to swipe your credit card. Like they don't give a shit. They don't care about you. At the end of it, but we do. We do. So sign up for me and Emmett's OnlyFans.
This was a 9-minute ad for our OnlyFans.
There's a link below. We'll be going private in about 25 minutes. Thank you, Big Bush 3.
We should make. I feel like, aren't you like technically allowed to do whatever you want on OnlyFans? It doesn't have to be sexual.
Probably. I mean, there's probably kinky stuff that's non-sexual, like people's feet.
Yeah, right. That'd
be hilarious to make an OnlyFans and we just talk like this.
Yeah. We could just post all these podcasts on OnlyFans.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be great. Would you guys follow us on OnlyFans?
Maybe us just doing weird shit. Like, it's just like the cute aggression video. You walk up to the cat, you go, meh. That's the video. That'll be $3.
We should do cute aggression videos for OnlyFans. we do this shit to our babies every day. Where we, look at that chubby baby. That seems like an OnlyFans kind of thing.
Yeah, even then that might get weird though. I don't know if I want to involve animals.
We won't want anyone who's actually into it.
Yeah, that's great.
Everyone have to know it's a joke.
You don't want
there's someone who's actually into it. We gotta delete all of it.
I think that'd be better to do just like you mix it up. You know, you do the constipated guys. We walk around. We go oh.
We're always the constipated guys. It's just who we are. It's in our blood.
The diarrhea guys. Anyway, enough about that. Do what you gotta do, but don't waste all your money on it, and don't become obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Because the chicks are just doing it for money. Anyway, do what you gotta do, ladies. I'm gonna look at my list now. Let's talk about the mass exodus from LA and Hollywood.
Very interesting.
So this is interesting to me. I'm sure you guys saw it. Joe Rogan made it very publicized that he was leaving Hollywood and going to Austin, Texas. Ben Shapiro taking what is it, Daily Wire?
Yeah, Daily Wire.
Taking all his staff from Daily Wire. It's like 75 people or whatever, and his family, and they're uprooting from LA because they're tired of it. They're tired of seeing the city go to shit. And no offense, I love LA, but excuse me, from what I've heard from these people that have lived there for a long time, I guess it's in a rough place right now. So that's why a lot of these guys are leaving.
Elon Musk as well.
Yeah, Shapiro's going to Tennessee. Elon Musk, I don't know where he's going, but he's leaving. Somebody else, Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Segura and Bert Kreischer were talking about possibly leaving.
Really?
So
wow.
Some big podcasters, like some big, and I'm sure there's more that I'm leaving out. Feel free to comment if I missed any, because I'm sure there's a ton. But it seems like there's a mass exodus right now, and I think part of it's politically charged. I think part of it's
apparently the city is just like poorly run right now.
Yeah, it's poorly
like
run.
Bums everywhere.
Yeah, there's bums all over. There's and I guess the police aren't able to do their thing. That's what Shapiro was saying.
Yeah.
And he's lived there his whole life, and he's seeing this place go to shit. And I guess it's sad.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
But my thing is, it seems like a lot of people are leaving California right now and going to other places, and it seems like they're going to surrounding states, and they're going to the South and to the Midwest. And I wanted to talk about that. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because it's funny. It seems like everyone was like, go west, my son. Go to California. That's where everything happens.
Yeah. It's kind of turned around now. I think we've reached a point where we've exhausted that, and now we're like, no, wait, go back.
Yeah. Maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about the legislation there, but I know there is like their current governor and everything. I guess it's just like fucking everything up.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a backbone, and he's
yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I've heard that they're really just folding on everything, and kind of I guess they're handling like COVID really badly too.
Yeah.
So
The trend I've noticed, and you guys, just look at the news. The trend I've noticed is cities like LA, San Francisco, Portland specifically, Chicago. It's like you get to a certain point where things get a little too liberal, I think, and things aren't policed well enough, and the cities kind of swallow themselves. And I think that's the problem, and when you have a homeless epidemic like that, and nothing's being done for those people, and police can't move people, and you got these drug problems, it's like I don't have the answer for it, but whatever they're doing isn't working, and you feel bad for those people, dude. I feel bad for the homeless, and even here, man, the homeless problem's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But clearly something's not working, because it seems like Hollywood's burning.
Yeah, that's weird. And it is weird how they all kind of made this decision in succession. It's like boom, boom, boom. It was almost all at the same time. It's like, we're getting the fuck out of here. I don't know what it was. There was a turning point. There was a turning point where it's just like, all right, this is it. I don't know what it was exactly.
This year, something really hit. Like the shit. Yeah. Obviously COVID and everything, and economically the shit hit the fan because of COVID. But it seemed like, everyone was in unison with the decision of like, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And the economic thing might be a factor, because it is like, it's like New York, LA, they're like the places that are like insanely tough to live in.
Oh yeah, and Shapiro was saying, and this is coming from a millionaire, he was saying rent is just outrageous.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
And it's like, can you imagine? And who knows, it could be something with taxation too.
Yeah.
Running a business, it might be better to go to a red state.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but they're moving for a reason.
Weird stuff. Sure. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more about it.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's, those guys are real high up on the food chain. It's like, I wonder if they know something that we don't. If they have some kind of insider information of like, oh, we need to get the fuck out. Like if there's if Elon Musk.
Yeah, there is something specific that happened. Yeah, because they all decided to go at the same time.
Yeah, so. They're going like within a few weeks of each other.
Yeah,
it's not like Joe went in, March and Shapiro's going in October. It's like we're talking like maybe a month apart for those guys, and it's like there's something going on. So
I'm sure we'll see more news about it.
And maybe if we just pay attention to these podcasts, they might start, slipping some little hints out there saying, "Hey, earthquake." I'm not sure, but it is interesting to see, just because I always grew up in the time where it was like Hollywood's where it's at. If you want to be an actor, you want to be a musician, you want to be whatever, a creative type, that's like the place.
Yeah, the Muppets. Go to Hollywood.
Go to Hollywood. Yeah, and it always has that charm, man. Like Emmett and I went out there together, and like we had an amazing time.
Yeah, it was great,
and it was so much fun. And it's like I've been there a bunch of times, and it has its magic, but it's sad to see a place like that fall into such a weird state.
Yeah,
and it's like. Another thing we want to talk about, I don't know if this is directly related or not, but I think it's worth talking about, is all the weird stuff surrounding Hollywood and the like pedophilia accusations and all the weird like stuff around Tom Hanks. And I'm not saying anything about Tom Hanks, man. I respect him as an actor, but it's creepy. Some of the stuff coming out sounds very creepy.
Yeah.
And all the stuff around like...
so he was Woody in Forrest Gump, man. You can't like...
Yeah, exactly.
It's so sad to see...
I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true, but you never know. And, who knows? But hopefully not.
I forget what... There was some actor, it was a woman, who really, years ago, who had released, like, very black and white, was just like, there's a huge pedophilia problem in Hollywood.
It's gross.
And, so I don't... There is something weird.
I hope it's not true. But...
There is, like, an ancient fascination with, like, youth and sexuality, because it's, like...
Yeah.
It's an attempt to, like, return to that and, like, the purity of innocence and all. It's really creepy, but I feel like if anyone still kind of holds that standard, or that not even a standard, that fucked up belief, true, that's probably people in Hollywood.
Yeah,
because it's all about vanity.
And what's creepy, and like I said, we're kind of going down the rabbit hole a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But some of the weird stuff I've heard on the internet and stuff is like...
There's a lot of shit getting thrown around, and all these people are weird. Like, some of these actors, like, very few of them are just, like, normal people. I remember there was an interview with, like, Ethan Hawke a while back, and he was, like, sad how... He was like, I want to just be a regular dude, but people don't treat you like that. And I'm sure there's, like, fucking insane fans, but also, a lot of these actors are just, like, weird people.
Yeah.
They try to do weird things where they're
unusual.
They try to use like really force stuff to appear human to us. Or like I remember years ago, it was at the Emmys or something. They ordered pizza and like handed it out to everyone. I'm like, childish shit.
Look,
like,
we're
just humans too. We eat pizza.
Well, my thing is, anytime they have an award show, Emmys, Grammys, Academy Awards, whatever, they always have to give a speech and show how they're humanitarians or they're socially woke or anything like that. And that's all it is.
Yeah, honestly,
now.
I'm kind of sick about how every speech, like I don't know what you call it, like acceptance speech. Every acceptance speech is kind of warped into just like
look how woke
be
I am.
liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it starts being about the movie. It's like, well, this character was about this and that, but ultimately it was about how you should be a Democrat.
Exactly.
It's all
and that's my thing, guys. Like if you're on the left, that's cool. If you're Democrat, cool. If you're liberal, awesome. I'm very middle of the road. I consider myself to be a moderate, but when I look at the way things are going with the people on the extreme left, it's getting crazy, dude. It's getting crazy. And when I see it reflected in Hollywood, it's like sickening. I mean, like my thing was watching the Emmys. Did you guys see this? Look it up if you haven't seen it. It was Jimmy Kimmel and what's his name, Anthony Davis.
I don't know. I know the guy.
That's a basketball player. Hang on. Anthony. Hold on. I gotta look it up. Anyway, so at the award show, basically Kimmel just had no balls, dude. He had no balls, and he's just like going along with this.
He was an awkward like plant there.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me look it up.
Yeah. He was a really bad... He was just a straight up bad choice for that.
Here, hang on. Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson and Jimmy Kimmel. Basically, it was just bashing white people, and Kimmel just takes it like a little bitch. And it's like, he's like, don't white-splain that to me and all this. And it's like, it's past the point of being funny. You know what I mean? It's like...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I know exactly what you're talking about. That little... Yeah,
and he's like, white people clap and like all this. And it's like, there's a time and a place. You know what I mean? And with the current climate... What I was talking to Emmett about is like, you have all these people on the left, especially in Hollywood, who are talking about us needing to be woke and needing to accept everyone, no matter what they look like, and that racism is terrible, unless it's directed at white guys. Then it's like, fuck them, they can take it, and like suddenly those people are free game, and I think that's bad. I think lumping everyone together like that is the problem. It's like, you can't say anything about anyone else, but if it's white people, shit on them. Like, that's not cool, dude. Like, I think racism towards any group is bad, and that's what people are starting to forget, Yeah,
there is a big, a huge sort of thought process where you cannot be racist towards white people because they have not been like sufficiently oppressed or recently oppressed.
Yeah,
it's weird. But honestly, I think the whole thing with Kimmel is that it was more of an apology from him. It was him kind of like extending an olive branch because he did, like about a year ago or so, I think, all this shit resurfaced about a skit he did where he was in blackface.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, and that really, he was pretending to be like someone from the Lakers.
Oh, is that like his apology?
Yeah, so I think his apology was inserting himself into that situation and
awkward.
being a part. It was a bad idea. Yeah, he was like, being a part of the ceremony for predominantly black actors, which was fine, but it's not a good dynamic. It was awkward and weird. They should have had a black host, like Kevin Hart. That would have been cool.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But inserting him into that, it was weird.
Yeah, my thing at the end of the day, I hate it. It's like you got a culture that's so woke and so like, talking about Black Lives Matter and talking about equality and everything like that, and then you have just a lot of animosity towards white people. And as a white man, obviously I don't like that. And what makes me sad is like I would like to see. I feel like when I grew up, in the late '90s, early 2000s, that didn't seem to be an issue.
No,
It was like, it seemed like everyone was more together, there was more unity, it wasn't so focused.
Yeah, I never thought about divisions between races.
No, and it's like, where I went to school was like very diverse, you know, it was like, and it wasn't always in your mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like now they're trying to push that in the forefront of everyone's thoughts, and they're trying to divide people, and I fucking hate that. Like, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, me too. Putting everyone into teams like this is really shitty.
I don't like it.
And having one person of their race represent everything that happened to their race is also a huge mistake. I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. We all, people want us to like carry our entire heritage with us. I'm one individual person. I've done.
Well, you see a lot of celebrities doing that, and they have this white guilt, and they're apologizing. And it's like, I'm not going to apologize for something that I did not do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love the idea of unity. I love the idea of equality. And it's like, and you see that. You see a lot of the Black Lives Matter protests and marches and stuff. There's a shit ton of white people out there.
Yeah.
It's a shit ton of people.
I think the whole conversation about privilege kind of, when it became slightly normalized, it got heavily mutated.
Yeah.
Like it's not
gross.
what it is. And now that whole idea of privilege is like an excuse to lump people into huge race groups.
Yeah.
Which is racism.
They've bastardized the meaning of so many things to try to make people feel bad and to create hate and division. And it's like, I'm just so sad that people can't see this. And the media is the main instigator of this. Not to sound like a conspiracy theory guy, but just pull up Snapchat, look at the news stories, look at Google News. It's like anytime you see an issue, it's always a smaller like local story, and they blow it up into a national story, and it's usually something along the lines of black man victimized by white cop, and I know that's a whole nother can of worms, but let's say look what this white woman said on camera to this black woman, and they're always trying to make it a race fueled issue, when really it should be a smaller story about two people having an altercation.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stir up like racial division from these stories.
Yeah.
And dude, I don't like that. I don't like the direction it's taking the country.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to doubt that there's like a small handful of older, incredibly racist people out there. But
always.
Which is very unfortunate, but I think they're dying out. Slowly, like we said, I've never thought about
we grew
race
up,
at all.
I feel like we grew up in a very accepting and a very mixed time.
I remember in all our textbooks they would have like little cartoon students. They'd always be like one white, one Asian, and one black. It was always like perfectly disseminated.
And that's what I like. I like the idea of equality, but I don't like what they're doing now, where they're trying to, like you said, push people into categories. That's the worst thing you can do, man. And that's such a big step backwards, saying all white people are the same, all black people are the same, all Asian people are the same, all Hispanic people are the same, all cops are the same. It's like, and I know this is a sensitive issue, sorry guys, but like it's something that we need to talk about, because I think at the end of the day we should base people on who they are individually and based on their actions and their intentions, not based on the way they look. I mean, this is something we learned when we were little kids. Hopefully you did. And it's like, we can't be just saying, oh, all black people are this or all white people are this. Like, that's such a dangerous way to think.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And it's like, just at the end of the day, just be good to other people and base it on who they are and based on their actions. Don't be a shithead.
It's as simple as the way you put it, and I think people are just way overcomplicating it these days and twisting it. It's really backwards. I don't know. I can't. I don't want to get fully into it right now, but
it's just sad to see, because I like to think that in our current era, how connected we are with social media and everything, you think that people could see through the bullshit that the media is feeding to us. But at the end of the day, they're trying to say, no, you need to be in teams and you need to fight. And it's like, it's bullshit, dude, and I don't buy into it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Light, the toy that lets you create beautiful pictures with light. Work with colorful pegs that glow with light, light bulb not included. Make people, animals, things, and with refills, Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown. You can make lots of pretty pictures with Light Bright from Hasbro.
We've returned from that brief intermission.
Hope you guys enjoyed the commercial.
Yes.
And here we are. So my next topic is about TikTok. TikTok has gone through some waves, some ups and downs in the last few days, the last week or so. It was going to get banned because we all knew the Chinese were tapping into our phones. I think the funny thing with that is that no one gives a shit.
I kind of like it.
Everyone knows that everyone's tapping into their phones. I don't care. You can look at my porn folders. You can look at my family pictures. What are you going to do?
Some are in the same folder.
Yeah, right.
Oh, henty.
But
yeah.
but it was the Chinese. So the basis for the ban, I think, was fairly legit.
Yeah.
But Walmart and some other company bought it out. Everyone knows this by now. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was that a lot of people, especially I watch this YouTuber named Some Ordinary Gamer. He does a lot of tech videos. He's great. He's very knowledgeable, and he was talking about how most of the videos on there are crappy, but ultimately it's nice to see this app thrive because it does make some people happy, and a lot of people have a big following on there. I am kind of the other end. I really wanted to see it just banned. I think it's like a culturally bad thing.
Really?
I think it's so. I think mainly me, but you too. We've always been kind of irked by how short people's attention spans are to begin with.
Yeah,
and even
the one
my
that I used to get pissed off by. Sorry to interrupt. But the one that pissed me off kind of like that was Vine.
Yes,
Vine. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. Even my own. I used to read a lot in high school, and it's hard for me to read these days. I think it's just hard to sit down and read a book.
Same.
I get jittery. I want to get up and do something.
Yeah, I can do a few pages, but I have to. Literally, if I'm going to get through a book and I want to get through it, it's almost like, and that's such a bad way to look at it. It's not like I'm enjoying it. It's like I need to read X amount of pages. Yeah. And just because I want that fulfillment of saying, I finished it at the end. That's it. That's how I've always been, though.
Right.
I think I'm a little ADD, but...
Oh, no! Betty, by time for a bean?
Time for me to go to Mimi's. What was I saying? See you note. Short attention span.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, the reading thing, I'll be like, okay, I got to get through 25 pages.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that. But it's not like, oh, I'm so excited to read this. It's more like an obligatory thing.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah, like when you sit down to watch a movie, it's like I want to get to the credits. Yeah.
That's not good.
Right. I know. Yeah.
That's not healthy.
No, it's but we've all experienced that. We school kind of taught us to feel like that because you have to read this book. All right, get through the chapter.
Yeah.
So I get that, but I think. So the TikTok app, when you think about it, I was thinking about how this app is in terms of showing videos to its viewers, to its customers, as opposed to YouTube and stuff. We just released a Skyrim skit a week ago. It was another quick 17-second whatever.
Yeah.
And something really weird happened with this one. It didn't do so hot on YouTube, but it actually did way better on Twitter and TikTok.
Interesting.
And the weird thing is that when you go, I was talking about this earlier with you, when you're on YouTube, going to a video takes a little bit of effort. You have to kind of seek out the video you want. You have to click on it, and then it's an investment. It can be a long-ish video, whatever. Yeah. Some of the stuff we do is really quick. Some of the other stuff we do is pretty long. These podcasts are fairly long. A lot of the stuff I watch is pretty long.
Yeah.
But it takes some. know-how from the user and some degree of want from the user. Like, he has to go to the video. And even on Twitter, you have to, like, click on the video to have it pop up if you really actually want to watch it. If you're just scrolling, everything's, like, muted, and you only see part of the video. Yeah. So you got to click on it, you got to open it up. On TikTok, the whole app is literally just videos. You scroll from one video to the next. You can't not be watching a video on TikTok.
Always.
So it's more, like, the views are more passive. Like, we have, like, 800K views on the Skyrim thing, but are those really views? I mean, how many of that's just people scrolling and, like, they see 2 seconds of it?
Is there a second count that it needs? Like, if they watch for over 10 seconds, it counts as a view?
I'm really not sure, yeah.
I don't know how that...
I have to look into that.
As far as, like, eye time.
Yeah. But I think the vast majority of the content on there is just, like, it's really bad.
It's girls shaking their ass.
Yeah, it's girls shaking their ass. There's a lot of that. Yeah. But also a lot of the humor is... just makes me so... sad. It's a lot of the
entry level.
It's a lot of that, like, you know, those well-adjusted, like, sporty couples that do a lot of, like, hiking and shit together. Yeah. It's like if they tried to make humor. Yeah. You know,
and there's a lot of they're like, we think this is what people think is funny.
Yeah.
And we're hot, so they just do it. But it's like that real canned. Yeah. Like if you watch, like, humor, like, of, like, slapstick from the 1920s, like silent films, it's like that with hot people, and they're like, this is what people think is funny. Here's my ass. Oh, here's the guy in the shower.
It's like, it's trying to be insightful and observational, but it's really not. And there's a huge, like, people on there are so vain. Like, it's clearly all about, like, here's me, look at me.
Yeah.
And it's an app where I think we talked about musicians a while ago, and I talked about how Billie Eilish, or Eilish, however you say it.
Eyelash.
Bill Eyelash is, like, I think she's one of the first musicians to be unapologetically vain. Like, her music is almost irrelevant. It's really just about her. Like, look at me with my eyes half closed in this weird coat.
Such a big deal when she took her sweatshirt off on stage. Whoa.
TikTok, I feel like, is the first app to be unapologetically vain.
Totally.
For the viewers, and for the creators. For the creators, not for the viewers. The viewers, it's bad to just be scrolling from...
Yeah.
I think we all need to just be able to focus on one thing for a longer period of time.
The only plus that I see from that, aside from hotties, is there's a lot of political talk that seems to be constructed. Now, there's also a lot of shitheads, too, don't get me wrong. Yeah. There's a lot of videos of people rioting and people in trucks, you know, like... hitting other people who don't agree with them or on the opposite side of the fence, and, like, a bunch of assholes, for sure, 100%. But there's also a few people that are having a few intelligent observations that are putting them out there and getting their voice out there that normally wouldn't even care to put it out there because it's so easy to do and so convenient. So I think that's cool because it's given everyone a voice. But, I mean, technically you've already had that with other social media platforms, but this one's just a little more in your face. Yeah. So there are a few benefits, definitely. Hotties and political discussions when they're constructive, which is a little rare. But aside from that, I totally see what you mean.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I was so excited for it to, like, be done with.
Yeah. Because it's just... And it will. I mean, this kind of stuff, it comes in waves, dude. It's like Vine. I mean, you guys, some of you might not even remember that, but it's like that was the thing that was popular for like 8 months. Yeah. And then that shit went away, and it's like you're gonna have something TikTok. I mean, if someone's watching this 5 years down the road, they'll be like, "Oh, I think I remember that." You know? I mean, we'll remember it. Yeah. But someone who's younger, they'll be like, "I don't know." And it's like there's gonna be something else. It's gonna be like, you know, right wave or some stupid shit, and like you'll have a whole new platform.
Yeah, but all that stuff, that kind of stuff, Vine, TikTok, is such a cultural poison that I think we really should just do without it.
I think all social media is a bit of a poison.
It's true.
Yeah, except for YouTube and this channel. That's fine. You can subscribe. It's cool. Whatever.
YouTube's good. YouTube's like the one good app, I think, or one good platform.
Well, it's nice because you have a variety of stuff. I mean, it's like
social media.
It's like I enjoy going on there. Little kids enjoy going on there. Mm-hmm. You know, my 65-year-old uncle enjoys going on there. It's like there's something for everyone, literally. Yeah. I mean, you can watch car videos. You can watch comedy videos. You can watch podcasts. I mean, you can watch educational stuff. You can watch stupid shit of people, you know, wrecking on bikes. It's like literally anything you can think of, there's probably a video for it.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's great as a variety, and also, like you said, the control. It's like you got the search bar. That's one thing you don't necessarily... I don't think there's a search bar on TikTok, is there?
You can search for like creators, but you can't search for videos.
Okay, so you can't type in like cute puppies
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know if that's
I've never
a thing.
tried that. I think it just knows what you want because it knows what you're fucking saying all the time.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it went away, I wouldn't be mad. But at the same time, it's like, like literally the only benefit is eye candy. Like, I'll go through and it's like you've got like these like insanely hot chicks.
Yeah. What was weird when I first made like I made like a Fabro's TikTok and posted the Skyrim video and shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first made it, all of the videos that I was getting recommended were like conspiracy shit and like UFOs and shit.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, but they were all so bad.
Oh.
They were so like
too
you
fake.
couldn't, you couldn't for 2 seconds believe what they were saying. It's just like, I don't know. None of the stuff on there gives a shit about itself.
Yeah.
Like it's also, it's not only unapologetically vain, it's unapologetically trying to like soak up views. Like they don't give a shit about the shit that they're putting out onto the app. They just want it to get a lot of views.
That's an issue with anything, man. It's like when you get to a point where all you're doing is being thirsty for views. I mean, like this kind of stuff, obviously we want people to see it. We want the right kind of audience to find us.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why we make content. It's like, want to be entertaining, you want to generate or, create your own audience or find your own audience. But when you're just out there, like, kind of being a whore for attention, that's a whole different thing.
I think it's bad. I think it's bad for the psyche, too.
Yeah, and it's
They're
like
constantly making videos of yourself.
Yeah, and you could argue that with any creator, I guess. Yeah. But if you're actually putting out meaningful content, actually putting some effort into it, that's different than just going and shaking your ass and being like, oh, I got 500,000 views in a day, or doing like just one of those stupid surface level videos that like is like dumb to be dumb.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not. There's nothing you can take away from it. I've never like watched a TikTok and been like,
I feel good.
I'm a changed individual. Yeah, and it's YouTube's been a great source for change. There's been a lot of like people do a lot of like charity work on there. People expose horrible shit on there. There was one series of videos made by this this YouTuber named Nick Crowley, who I follow, where he kind of discovered and unearthed this whole series of different YouTube channels where it looks like it's horrible shit. These videos are made to look like the person filming or the person that is being filmed is saving an animal is in trouble, but it's all staged.
Oh.
So they're like putting these animals' lives at risk.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
It's really fucked up.
But this guy took it down and he made it huge, and he got YouTube to like exposed it, and he got YouTube to be aware of it.
People are fucked up.
People are fucked up. People are fucked up.
Never hurt an animal, guys. It's not cool. It's not cool.
But there are like good people on YouTube like that, like the guy that took down that shit. And obviously there's bad shit. Like the guy who posted that was also on YouTube. But again, YouTube has like a sense of, it has a moral compass.
Totally.
And it has a sense of like.
Well, you see some stuff get taken down, and you're like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's other stuff that's creepy. Like on the flip side of the coin is like going back to politics. It was a very political episode. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But we gotta talk about it. It's relevant right now. But there's a lot of political videos. Like I was watching one yesterday, and it was the president talking about stuff going on in where was that riot? It was somewhere in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Some people got shot. Some cops got shot. And one thing that's weird about that is you couldn't see any likes or dislikes, and comments were disabled. And it's like you see that a lot on like Washington Post videos. What was the other one? The big one, New York Times, like those ones. Anything, whether it's right or left, most times 9 out of 10, it's like you're not going to be able to have a comment. And I think that's getting into dangerous territory because you're infringing upon freedom of speech. And so it's like that's one cool thing. It's like I was talking to Alan the other day, my buddy Alan. He was talking about one of his favorite things to do when going on YouTube is to read the comments. Yeah. Like that's like half the fun. It's like almost as fun as watching the video because it's a free speech forum generally. Yeah. But a lot of times, especially with political stuff, it's like a lot of news that shit gets. And once in a while, maybe I could see on like if someone was putting inappropriate comments on like a video intended for kids, like a Mr. Rogers video or something. Okay, shut off comments for sure. There's a time and a place where censorship is okay, but sometimes I think it's getting a little out of hand. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's a little scary. Yeah. It's a little scary. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. That other thing that's weird is that these sort of the demographics that tend towards each social media app. Because I know like YouTube seems to be more. I don't want to say like libertarian, but it seems to be very middle of the road,
very moderate, very almost slightly right. I want to say. Twitter, on the other hand, is like it's all communists. It's like really super left.
And you could almost kind of base that on the people using it and their age. Yeah, I mean, arguably, and like I said, don't get offended if you're not you don't agree with that, but it's just kind of an observation.
Yeah.
You know?
But TikTok, I'm not sure. I can't tell. I think it
seems younger.
Yeah.
It seems a lot younger.
Yeah, it's younger, and it's almost not even a political thing. Yeah, it's just like a younger thing and like a...
Yeah.
But I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think it's bad for our brains.
All I can say is
it's no good.
Whether we like it or not, it's going to be around. I'm going to say maybe another year, and then I think something else will knock it out. Yeah. And it's like these things are all cyclical.
Yeah. I had like a personal TikTok for a while where I would make like spoofs of other TikToks, and they were always very rage charged. Like you could tell I was pissed. Those were funny. And no one. I posted like a compilation of all of them on YouTube, and people didn't get it. Like they couldn't tell if it was ironic or not. They're
That's
like.
Funny.
And I made the like.
That's
the
when
title.
you know that's when you're getting to a good place.
That's true. I made the title all shitty too, where it was like hilarious compilation must watch, and it was like the crying laughing emoji. So I made it look legit, and I think some people who were expecting like a real meme compilation would go on there, and they were just confused. It was kind of funny.
And at the same time, you kind of don't want those people watching your stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
I know they're not gonna get it.
Yeah, There's some people, like a lot of the people who are on our channel, obviously, who subscribe. It's like you read their comments, and like a lot of them are very like on the same page.
I love these guys,
which is cool.
The unfazed comment group is like the greatest group.
What do we call them? The unfazers?
I don't know. What should we call these?
The unfazed crew.
The unfazed crew. I like the unfazed crew.
You're the unfazed crew. All right, but it's there's other people out there though where it's like I don't really think my stuff is for them.
Yeah,
and your stuff isn't either. It's kind of like if they don't like it, it's kind of like. Okay, it's not for you. Mm-hmm. You don't get it.
Right.
That's fine.
Very strange.
Let's go back to the list. Let's see.
Sure.
What else we got? This is interesting. Space Force is talking about having a base being built here in Arizona. How do you feel about that? I think that'd be badass.
Kind of cool. It makes sense.
We
have a lot of
Martian landscape.
Yeah, flat, open desert landscape.
Yeah.
They put Area 51 in Utah because. Right? Is it in Nevada?
I think it's Nevada.
Nevada, same thing.
I think it's Nevada.
They put it in Nevada because it's also just flat desert landscape.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool if they actually do that. That would be
pull the trigger. Yeah.
Like everyone would be flocking here to see that.
If they pull the ray gun, I think that would
be. Pull the ray gun.
That would be sick. I mean, because we don't really have anything like that. I mean, we have Air Force bases and stuff here.
Yeah.
Maybe they would build up.
We have the airport boneyard and all that shit.
That's very cool. I would love to do a video there someday.
Airplane boneyard.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but I saw a video recently of a guy who did like a flyover.
Yeah.
And he was on one. He didn't have a drone, but he actually had like one of those things with a seat on it and like a fan on the back and a parachute.
Oh, sweet.
And he like flew over the boneyard and recorded it. And there's all these old planes that are out of commission, like going back to like planes from like the 60s. Freaking fantastic.
Weird as shit.
I would love to. I think we got to get a reservation, but that would be a sick video. So,
I drove by it all the time because when I was down in UVA, yeah. It was.
It's great. It's kind of spooky.
It goes on forever, yeah.
It's a lot of.
And I can only see it, laterally. I wonder how far back it goes.
Oh, I'm sure quite a bit. I mean, you got to figure it's planes from all over.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're from all over the world or just all over the country.
I don't know. It's a pretty famous spot. I remember seeing one of those like Google Earth spot videos, and it was on there. And
you see it,
scroll and look.
Well, you got to figure it's a shit ton of planes.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the equivalent of like probably like 3 or 4 airports.
Yeah.
Like all.
Yeah. And I know everyone makes fun of it. There's even like a big like Netflix series that's mocking the Space Force, but I think it's good to get a jump on that because that's like.
Yeah.
That's the logical conclusion.
Well, I mean,
we all know eventually we're going to go to space.
No one laughed at NASA.
I know, yeah.
Isn't it essentially the same thing?
Yeah. Well, we're like, it's more military, I think.
Okay. Well, I mean,
which is also, that's good because space is like...
It's uncharted.
It's kind of confusing, yeah.
Yeah, and my thing is it
what are the legalities for space? What are the what's the zoning for space?
Yeah,
where are the borders in space?
And my thing is maybe that's not necessarily for fighting aliens or anything like that.
Yeah,
maybe it's like what if a big meteor is coming and like we need to figure out how to blow that up before it hits us.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
I also thought of it like in that James Bond movie where they're like fighting each other in space.
Oh, yeah.
Russians versus Americans.
Wasn't it Moonraker?
Moonraker. Yeah, I never thought it was gonna be like defense against aliens, but I thought like. Eventually, we're going to be going up there more often. Like everyone is going to be going up there more. So we gotta.
I don't think it hurts, and also if a big component of it is research, kind of like SpaceX or NASA, and if that's like a big division of it, and then you have the Air Force side, but just higher up.
Also, it's just cool as fuck.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's like being Han Solo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I'm super for it.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to build that here, I think that'd be great.
I'm totally down.
And then they could test out in the big suits, like out in like Meteor Crater and stuff.
100%.
I think they did. I think they did do some testing out in Meteor. I could be wrong. Check me on that.
It's awesome.
But I mean, it looks like Mars.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you go out to Sedona, and you're like, oh, it's Mars.
Yeah, it's true. The red rock. Yeah.
That's like that's what we were talking about earlier. We did a stream a couple hours ago, and we were talking about how in the first Planet of the Apes movie, there's like, I think it was Lake Havasu. It was one of the big lakes. They filmed the crash, you know.
Wow.
And it was like, it looks, and I know, spoiler alert, Planet of the Apes is actually Earth. But in the first one, but in the beginning, you know, if you're new to the movie, you think that, oh, they're on another planet.
Yeah,
and so it had that kind of Martian terrain look. It looked like Mars, but with some water.
It's very true. Yeah, that's cool. Well, speaking of space, my next one isn't even really like a conversation topic. I just more want to like complain about this.
Okay.
The dude, his name I think is Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
The dude who's playing the Mandalorian in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They had to like rewrite a bunch of episodes or something and like change the way the show goes because the actor wants to show his face more. And
I mean,
first of all, like,
what'd you sign up for, dude?
I know. Like, first of all, I'm sure you're like getting paid a lot. Everyone knows. I know who you are. I know you're under a mask, but I know who you are. You've been in other shit. It's so stupid. It's something like a little kid.
You think he does voiceovers for every single part?
Probably.
Yeah.
And like I get it. Actors always want to show their faces. I know like the whole thing with making a poster was like the biggest ticket actor has to have their face biggest on the poster, and like their name comes. I think it's either first or in the middle. But it's so dumb. Like, you know, and then there were so many people, like, as someone who loved The Mandalorians growing up and still loves them, like, do you realize how many people would kill to do that for free?
Oh my god.
And now you just want to, like, show your stupid face. It's like, it's just so dumb. And I'm not even invested in that show to begin with, but the minute I heard that, I was like, dude, fuck off.
Yeah. I watched season 1. But the only thing to be honest, I really cared. I liked how it started in the beginning. I said that in the last podcast. I liked how it was going in the beginning a lot.
Yeah.
Then I got to the Bill Burr episode, and that's what I was really in for. I was like, I could see
Bill Burr
doing his thing.
Was it cool or was it underwhelming?
It was good, just for him though.
I remember you showed me this scene. The writing was so bad.
Yeah, it's like just for him, I enjoyed it.
Oh man.
But you know, I see why it's a success. But you know, the deeper I got into the first season, the more I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's still a very well made show, and I think it's better than the new trilogy that they made.
Yeah.
Totally. It's got some charm to it, but it kind of lost me a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of lost. I lost interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I gotta be careful here because like acting is an art form, but a lot of people. Like The Mandalorian, you're getting paid to like just pretend to be a Mandalorian. It's kind of
like being on Star Trek. It's like, all right, I'm a Klingon.
Yeah, it's like it's so many people again would just love to do that. It's like every little kid's dream.
Yeah.
And now it's just I don't know why it pissed me off. So
ego comes into play.
Yeah.
And I can't understand. I mean, imagine you're doing that and you're like, I'm the star of the show. I'm on a huge hit. I don't get recognized when I walk down the street. And it's like,
right.
So I could see that aspect of it, but at the same time, it's like you still know what you signed up for.
Right.
So you got to kind of anticipate that. It's like, here's a weird one. So I love The Simpsons, right? But have you ever seen the actress who plays Bart Simpson? Her name is escaping me right now. Let me see. Nancy Cartwright. Yeah, it came to me. Nancy Cartwright. When she goes out in public, and it's really like hard to watch. She like tries to like tell people who she is. And she'll like do the Bart Simpson voice, and people are like, "Oh, it's a lady that can do an impression." And like sometimes it won't even be like people you can tell that are like too young and they like don't appreciate The Simpsons. And she's like, "I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?" And I eat my shorts, and then they're like, "All right," and they're like, "Cool." And then she's
weird.
like, "It's cool. I'm Bart Simpson."
That's
and
so
it's
weird.
like she's so. And it must be frustrating because she probably wanted to be an actress that's like gets the attention, you know, and she's like one of the most recognizable voices, you know, of like the 90s forward, but like it's just kind of weird to see her like that hungry for the attention, you know. And she's like, look up a bit.
That's so
I'm gonna show you a video
because then actors that do get recognized a lot, I feel like they hate it. You get the vibe that it's just like an obligation when a fan comes up to them, and then usually they're like, you know, they go from point A to point B as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
and
it's it's one of those things, dude.
That's weird. I don't know, man. If I ever got signed on to some like Star Wars show, I wouldn't ask to show. I wouldn't ask anything. It's just like you're in Star Wars. As much as I have an issue with it now.
Very, what's the word, clandestine right now. I don't want anybody to know that I'm going to go in and do something very special like Barclays tea and coffee. Come with me.
She's a freak.
Let's see, I'm going to get,
This won't do anything to us, right?
No.
That looks good, man. I want to get a lavender vanilla latte.
Oh. Lavender vanilla latte.
Yeah, does that sound good?
Yeah. That part.
Excuse me?
No. Oh,
Like she's like really hungry for the attention.
Well, I have a little cold in my throat right now. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
See, it just kind of like weirds people out.
What's your name?
I'm good. I'm Daniel. Yeah, nice to meet
Hi, Daniel. I'm Bart Simpson. Nice to meet you.
Bart Simpson, I guessed right. What's going on?
It's a little hard to watch. But she does that a lot. Like, there's quite a few videos of her doing it.
The thing is, like, the voice has to be paired with a cartoon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, if I had to watch that woman speak to me like that,
Yeah. It's like, she does that quite often. And I'm like, my thing is, it's like, it'd be cool if people were like, holy shit, it's amazing. But, like, they're kind of put off by it.
Bart Simpson, what's happening, man?
yeah,
She's, like, uncomfortable.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, they're all uncomfortable.
Anyway, that's the gist of it.
That's really weird.
I mean, I respect voice actors,
Yeah.
but it's like, I don't know, that was just an odd one.
That's very odd.
It's just uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. Holy shit, that was bad, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's cool when it's like,
That was really weird.
when they're at like Comic-Con or something and you see like voice actors, you know, on a panel and they're talking and they're discussing the show and people know who they are. That's a whole different thing.
Right,
But when you're like walking around and you're like, hey dude, I'm Bart Simpson, it's like, go away.
yeah.
I mean, it's cool, like, but it's cooler when someone approaches you for it, or when people are aware of what's going on.
Yeah,
you know?
and there are a lot of people who can do impeccable impersonations. So that like could have very well been just a weird woman who does a good Bart voice.
Yeah.
That's very bizarre. I feel like there's no fine line between like they either really want to be like I don't know it's on the street they want to be recognized or they they hate it
or they say get away from me.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like Conan O'Brien who seem just cool all the time.
Yeah,
Conan O'Brien seems like you could walk up and he'd be like very nice.
Yeah,
but he's like super recognizable. I don't know.
I've heard some people say he's a dick, but I like his stuff so much I don't care.
I have a hard time imagining that.
Yeah.
What about all the stuff with Ellen?
I don't really give a shit about Ellen either way, so I don't care.
Yeah. I never watched her show.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the shit, the way she ran it, I guess, was weird.
Yeah. Well,
it sounded a little weird.
But some of the stuff they've said about the way she treated her crew seemed really crappy. Yeah. It's like she seemed like, you know, I don't know, but the stories that came out seemed like she was pretty crappy.
It sounded like she was kind of bitchy, yeah.
Which wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and it does kind of... All these people think, especially doing a show like that for so long, that can really be a grind.
Have you ever seen Steve Harvey on Family Feud?
No.
He's like miserable, dude. Like I watched that and I'm like, Steve Harvey is hating life. Like,
so funny.
I mean, I'm sure he's getting a hell of a paycheck, but watch Steve Harvey on recent episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he's been hating it the last like 3-4 years. Like he's always like, I'm Steve Harvey. This is who gives a fuck. Like he's like, this is Family Feud, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like,
see, like something like The Mandalorian would be so easy because you have a writer for you. You just get to be in this badass suit and like kick ass.
Yeah.
But like doing your own talk show, it's more of like work. You know, you have to. So I mean, I get it. I get not being like thrilled to be on every week.
The only
people,
sorry,
you good?
COVID. I got COVID. The only thing I figure is like Johnny Carson did the Tonight Show for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, people forget he lived until like 200005.
Yeah.
And it's like he just stopped. Like once he quit in like 92 or whatever, he was just done.
Yeah.
So it's like I can get that. I can. Get you get burned out on, it, especially when you do it for like
it's a lot of work.
3 decades.
It's kind of a. I don't know. It's like you're doing a set every night. You know.
He was. I mean, the opening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's a grind.
Yeah.
But well, one more commercial break, I think.
Let's do it, and then we'll talk about a couple more things,
and
and
wrap up.
We'll see what happens.
See.
Are you ready for the new Rainbow Art Set? Introducing the brand new Deluxe Kit. Easily make awesome rainbow effects in one simple stroke. And with the new Rainbow Art Set, you can do more than ever before. Simply move the blocks and the colors of the rainbow. Every drawing is incredible. Just switch the colors and let your imagination run wild. Mix and match to create almost 1 million different color combinations. The possibilities are endless. It's still as easy as dip, dab, and draw. Forget all those paints. With Rainbow Art, look, no splatter, no drips, and the colors dry in seconds. You can create a multicolored motorcycle in no time. With the new Rainbow Art Set, it's easier and better than ever before. And now you'll also get this awesome Mega Brush. Wow, you can paint all 6 colors at once. Bigger rainbows, amazing color combinations, more colorful than ever before. But the fun doesn't stop there. We'll also include the new UV glow-in-the-dark colors. They're awesome. Easily create cool 3D effects and then watch them glow. You can draw almost anything with Rainbow Art, and now you choose the colors you like best. And with this new carrying case, you can take it everywhere. You get the new spill-proof water tray, 6 changeable colors, 2 sets of brushes, plus the new Mega Brush and the UV glow-in-the-dark colors.
We are back. Beautiful. So, next thing I'd like to talk about is pee-pee. No, I'm kidding. Traveling during the pandemic.
Traveling during the pandemic.
What are your thoughts on traveling during the pandemic?
I don't know, man. I haven't really done it. You're the one who's been traveling.
I have.
I feel like I know it's much cheaper, tremendously cheaper.
A little bit.
Really nice.
A little bit. Airfare is better.
Airfare is better,
for
yeah.
sure. Depending where you go, but it's.
Are the planes like just less full? Probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Coming back this weekend, I was over in San Diego, and the way back was a lot of people. There was a lot of people on the plane.
Really?
But coming back from Tennessee about a little over a month ago, there was 36 people on the whole flight. It was a Southwest flight.
Wow.
What? Wait. Wow. Wow. And then I told her. But yeah, the way back was like empty, dude. And it's like I felt safe, you know. I mean, it's like I'm a little nervous about flying in general, just because it makes you a little uneasy.
Yeah.
But as far as being concerned about like getting sick or anything like that, no. I felt fine.
Yeah.
And like,
were there any additional safety precautions going on in the plane, like going through the gate and?
No, you just had to wear masks.
Oh, okay.
You had to wear a mask the entire flight, which kind of a pain in the ass on a 3.5 hour flight out there. That was.
Yeah, you wear a mask on the whole flight.
Whole flight.
Oh shit!
But it wasn't that bad. I mean, like you get used to it.
Yeah.
After a while, you forget you're wearing it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Generally.
That's what they want us to do.
Yeah, they want to condition us. But no, it was cool, man. And the only thing I can say right now, if you have the time and the means, definitely do yourself a favor and take a trip. I mean, do your research on the place first, though. Make sure it's not like a hotbed for COVID or there's not like rioting going on right now.
Yeah.
But I went out to Nashville in mid-August, and it was cool, man. It was a cool experience. It's like, hung out there. I got most of the museums and stuff I wanted to see were open. Most of the restaurants and bars, not all of them, but like you could go to a lot of places. Like, it wasn't as restricted as I had thought, and that was a cool experience. Went up to Franklin, saw a Civil War site. I got a rental car there, and I drove up to Memphis, which is awesome. Saw Graceland. I'm actually going to be posting a Graceland video soon. Should have posted a while back, but I'm a very lazy editor, and I just sit on footage for a long time. So that'll be out. Let's be realistic, probably in October.
It's cool.
But I got a lot of good vlog footage that was pretty cool. And what was really nice about it, like Graceland, was there was like nobody there.
Really?
I mean, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, right.
But it's like it's a place that I was talking to one of the dudes that worked there, and he was like, he'd worked there for like 10 years or something like that. He's like never been this empty before.
Wow.
He's like, you're basically getting like a private tour.
Awesome.
Because like, and there was just like 5 or 6 other people kind of roaming around. Mm-hmm. But it's like you're going through Elvis's house, and it's like there's a couple people behind you, and that's it. It's like
so
he
cool.
said usually there's like big lines going through.
Wow.
And I was like, this is really neat.
It's
awesome. It's like you go through, and it's like it was a little more special. It was a little more.
I do want to go to like Disneyland or something. I feel like that'd be a trip.
That would be
Disneyland
cool.
now, Universal Studios now, would be like.
I think as of today, stuff in Hollywood not open. Yeah. But as far as I know. But SeaWorld's open in San Diego. But the only stuff you could really do would be Orlando. Like Orlando's got I guess they've got a couple haunted houses going for like a pseudo Hollywood Horror Nights. Yeah. Which would be I would love to do that.
Cool. I hope there's I've heard that there's like 13th floor and Fear Farm and stuff opening this year.
Yeah.
I would be down. I just don't know how they're gonna do it.
Probably the only thing I can figure is probably everyone's wearing hockey masks and Michael Myers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The only thing I could figure is like staggering it into like groups. So it'd be like, how many are in your group? Be like 4, okay, and like that's it. Yeah. And then you got to wait like 2 minutes, and then let the other people, or they might even make you wait longer.
Going into the holidays in general is gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be crap.
We haven't had a single like real holiday yet.
Yeah, and I love Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's gonna be depressing because no one's gonna be like trick or treating.
I have a feeling kids are not gonna trick or treat.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Yeah, they might do stuff like maybe like at their churches and stuff, but like trunk or treating or whatever. Like Kenny and Ronald was trunk or treating.
Trunk or treating.
But even then,
Jesus.
I don't know, dude. It's gonna be odd. You're gonna definitely have people doing Halloween parties.
There's gonna be like raging house parties. Yeah,
Yes.
they're gonna get bad.
That's gonna be a thing. You're gonna have places that are doing Halloween parties for adults. But as far as like family oriented stuff, probably not so much.
I wonder what Old Town's gonna be like. The clubs.
We should check it out. We should check it out from a safe distance.
Yeah. We'll look from afar. And
I don't know. I feel like over there they get a little careless.
They do. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. It's gonna get really wild.
And that was the thing in on Broadway in Nashville. That was like, it seemed like people didn't really care. That was a lot of lawless masklessness and like people partying and like not giving a shit, like which was fun. I'm not gonna say I didn't have fun. I did have a good time, and I did indulge and check out some cool places. And there was live music and stuff, which was awesome. Obviously, not the level that it would have been back pre-COVID, but it was still a happening place. I mean, there was still a lot going on. Cool. There was this one bar in Franklin, Tennessee, that was like open extra late, open beyond 10 p.m. And that place was like nobody gave a shit. That place was packed.
Damn.
Like we're talking. That
would freak me out. I couldn't do that.
Had to be. Yeah, you got to be careful. Maybe that one I didn't use my best judgment, but that it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was over a month ago. No COVID. Yeah, but Memphis was really cool in terms of like. Graceland was beautiful, man. Graceland was really, and I'm a big Elvis fan too. So and they actually had a really cool like. A bit of rock and roll history in the museum as well. There was like other stuff there. They had like Buddy Holly's outfit and one of his outfits, and they had like Joe Perry's guitar and like, stuff from Elton John. They had one of John Lennon's pianos, which still had candle wax on it, like from when he'd burned candles. Like it was cool, man. Cool. Graceland, if you ever get the chance, check it out. Super badass.
That was neat.
Video coming soon.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be checking that one out.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
What else we had another one on our list. What was it?
Well, I don't know.
I forget.
Consult the list.
I forget.
Consult the list.
Oh, duh. We were talking about in October, ghost hunting.
Oh yeah. But we've both been meaning to do more of that kind of stuff. We enjoy it. We enjoy watching that kind of content.
Yeah.
And I think we like. There's so many places in Arizona that we've been meaning to hit and check out. And now
some places up north I'd like to go to, like Prescott, Jerome.
What's weird is that I guess like the internet and like YouTube specifically is kind of thirsty for more horror type content, but I feel like now would be a great time for like checking out abandoned places and places that aren't necessarily abandoned are going to be like
low capacity.
Yeah, low capacity now.
Yeah.
So it seems like prime time, but we're not seeing a lot of it, which is weird.
Yeah, I see a lot on the channels I follow, but it's also like I'm subscribed to him. There's a guy I recommend, Franco TV. Shout out to Franco TV. We've watched some of his stuff. He's incredible. He does 99% of the stuff on his own. Once in a while, he'll bring a friend if it's like a dangerous place. But most of the time, he goes to cemeteries and stuff by himself. And abandoned dude, it's creepy videos.
Yeah, he did that big cemetery with the old woman. That was like, that blew up. That like, I saw that on some big channels.
Yeah, he's the best, man. Yeah. Slapped Ham, really good. He does some really cool like compilations of horror. Just videos from around the internet, and obviously the classic like Ghost Adventures. Those are fun.
Yeah,
it's like whether you believe them or not, I think they're fun guys to watch. So we're gonna definitely do some of that.
We're meaning to do a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm thinking. My cousin was talking about some places down in Tucson that might be kind of fun, and then obviously up north would be pretty cool. Like Prescott, Jerome.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get. It would be nice to go to like Flagstaff, just in general.
That would be great.
Going back to trips and shit.
Yeah, maybe early October. Maybe after we do that other video. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Jerome would be cool. There's so many old little towns in Arizona that I just like forget about all the time. Jerome, Bisbee, Yuma, Oracle, wherever. There's like all this weird shit.
Yeah,
they got weird people. Yuma, Strawberry,
Payson,
there's a shit. Patagonia,
Pancakes.
You can just say roll out a name. It's probably Allen is a ghost town.
Monkey Bone.
We could bring Allen to Allen.
We could take Baby Monkey to Allen.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's just so much. There's just so much. Arizona's such a weird place because we have like this huge metropolis.
Yeah,
Phoenix is like one of the biggest metropolises in the country.
It's a big metropolitan area.
And then we have like just like all these ghost towns scattered.
Oh yeah,
it's so weird.
There's a lot of little towns that are just in BFE where you're just like, oh, like Strawberry, Pine Top. There's like a lot of little places.
Weird shit.
And there's a lot of lakes too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of lakes too that I should go to more often, but I don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in the state you kind of just... I mean, just like anywhere, man. Like, wherever you guys are from, there's places that, since you're there all the time, you kind of just take for granted.
Yeah.
Or you just... You know it's there, and you don't end up going.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived here my whole life, never been to the Grand Canyon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went once when I was little, and I went fairly recently last winter before COVID broke out.
Is it as grand as this?
It was surreal. Like, even when you're looking at it, when you're like right over it, pretty much, it still just looks like a painting because it's so big.
Wow.
Like your brain can't really gauge the distance, so it all just looks like a flat painting.
That's cool.
Which is cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. It's cool, but like even when I was there, I wasn't like pumped just because I know it's always there.
I just think of like in the first vacation when they drive by and Chevy Chase is like in a hurry to leave and he's like, okay, right, we saw it, and then he leaves. It's like he looks at it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I have a problem when things get like too touristy when you're like aware it's such a tourist spot. It's not as fun anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a stick in the mud.
That's kind of what happened with last time with Tombstone.
Yeah,
last time I went to Tombstone,
really.
I was kind of like, this is different.
Yeah,
and it's like I know things change, but it kind of felt like it changed a little for the worse.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it was like a little too touristy.
Yeah,
it was still cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, I want to feel like I'm kind of like exploring on my own.
Well, that's why like
it's okay if there's other people, but when there's like 50 people right next to you snapping pictures constantly and like family photos,
stepping on your feet, you're like, okay.
Like I can't like enjoy this like a real experience. It's like I feel like I'm in like on a field trip.
Yeah,
you know,
you're like standing in line.
Yeah,
like, come on, guys. Well, my thing is like a lot of places like Old Town San Diego, places like that. Anywhere, it'd be so much better if you were going to do like a quote unquote paranormal investigation. You want to do it after hours when nobody's around. When it's real quiet. When you get that spooky vibe, the lights off. It's like that's a whole different energy than going at 4 p.m. with the lights on with a crowd of people behind you.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, my only it wasn't like a paranormal experience, but just a creepy experience was in Bisbee, I think, because I was with Max and my mom, and we were checking out the mines down there. They have those Karchner Caverns or whatever. Yeah, we were checking those out, and we were going to stay one night in Bisbee. And Bisbee's like 2 streets, like the whole town is just 2 little streets. And I was talking to my buddy on the phone, and I was outside of this bookstore. You know, it was like it was just like this big thing of glass looking into the bookstore, and and there was like a bench, and I was right on the other side of it, standing in front of the bench, looking away from the store. And I was talking to my friend, and I don't know, or my mom and Max were, and I turned around, and I think it was like the owner of the store was like right on the other side of the glass, just staring at me. He was like this tall, lanky dude. He didn't have any expression on it. He was just like staring at me.
Lights off?
I don't think it was daytime, so I don't think there were any lights in the store.
Okay.
But he was just staring at me, and he stared at me for like an uncomfortable while, and I kind of like waved a little bit, and then he just turned around and walked away.
Shit.
It was I had no idea how long he was
NPC.
there. Yeah, because I couldn't like distinguish any change in light behind me, so I feel like he might have been there for a long time. But it was very strange. It's very strange indeed. So those cities do have like.
Push it, click it, press it, flick it, tune it in, turn it on. This is what you watch it on. Any way you work it, integrate your circuit at the city. Circuit City.
Come to the place you're welcome. Technology with a heart. Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art.
I got you down a gizmo for electric machismo. Some amplitude for the radical dude. We're tuned into your attitude.
Come to the place you're welcome. Technology with a heart. Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art. Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art.
We got to get back to our monkey spot. Hang on.
Oh God, the monkey spot.
Oh, the monkey's back. The monkey's back. The monkey's back.
The monkey's over. The monkey will never return.
Oh, we are recording.
Oh,
let me bring it down a little bit. Might be a little bit different than before, but it's pretty much.
Battery just went out, so we had to change it.
Yeah, sorry guys. Battery went out. Mr. Irving, you explain.
The battery went out, but we're all good. We changed the battery.
Sorry about that, guys. Really unprofessional of us. Sorry. we really messed up there, guys.
We'll be deleting this whole podcast.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
It's all gone.
Anyway,
those towns do have a very surreal, like out of touch vibe. Because I think the people who live there lived there their whole lives, and their parents have lived there before them their whole lives there, and it's just like you feel like you're in another world.
They're like places that time forgot about.
Yeah.
The only thing I can figure is kind of like perfect example is Tombstone, Arizona. I don't know if you guys know it from the Tombstone movie. silver mining town back in the day that was like the place in the late 1800s. And that was like where all the action happened, all the old Western, there's a shit ton of old Western history there. And it was a booming town. It was supposed to be the capital of Arizona before Phoenix. And then all the mines flooded. So there was no reason for people to be there, so everyone just left. So the town is, obviously it's very touristy now, but it's essentially the same as it was back then. Like people just up and left.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously they rebuilt certain buildings and stuff, but it just never grew. So it's kind of weird to see it stunted at like an 1890s level.
That's so weird.
So it's
kind of cool though.
And there's a lot of towns like that. There's like Globe, Arizona.
Globe,
it's like a fucking weird little town.
No one thinks about Globe. It sounds awful.
For a good reason. Yeah. But there's a bunch of places like that, and I'm sure that's true with like New Mexico and Nevada. And Colorado and places
the big
like
states.
That. Yeah, especially in the Southwest.
I can't imagine Texas, dude.
Yeah,
remember when? You flew, but me and Beanie were driving.
Oh, you drove
across.
over?
We drove.
Yeah.
Just like open desert for unbelievable amount of time.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you feel like we're on Tatooine. It's just like there's just nothing. Yeah, we are on Tatooine. I've never seen so much nothing. It was insane.
It's a lot of nothing.
Yeah. So. I can't imagine
I've seen
how many little weird failed towns there are in there.
Yeah. I've seen that definitely here and definitely in New Mexico.
Yeah.
New Mexico's got those stretches where it's just like, nada.
Yeah. New Mexico is beautiful.
I do like New Mexico, yeah. Albuquerque's cool. Yeah. Santa Fe's cool. Santa Fe's pretty cool.
Interesting vibe.
That's a place I'd like to road trip to again. I haven't been in a long time, but not since I was a teenager. But I remember being with my parents and it was really cool.
Similar to us in a lot of ways, I think. Just from like watching Breaking Bad, like a lot of it just looks like here.
Breaking
Bad,
shitty
places and
Breaking Bad was supposed to be taking place in Tucson originally.
Really?
It was going to be in Tucson, but they didn't have the tax incentives. So filming was for a while there. I don't know if you guys remember that, but around 2005, 2010, New Mexico was huge for filming.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's still pretty big, but they did like 310 to Yuma out there and like.
That would have been interesting to have Breaking Bad in Tucson, dude.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah. Was it supposed to like canonically be in Tucson, or they just filmed it there?
I think originally they were gonna like actually have it take place there.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, New Mexico worked out so well. It's like you got those beautiful big sky shots.
It did work out really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tucson is weird though. Tucson is like it's big, but it still has like a small town feel.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's okay like when we visited you for like a couple days.
Yeah.
But like, no offense, family lives in Tucson, but it's just not my favorite.
A lot
place.
of tweakers, a lot of homeless people.
Yeah, it has its rough edges for sure. Just like anywhere, there's like. Battery's about to die, guys. Sorry. Love you.
That's all right.
End of the podcast.
Love you all.
Stay tuned. Remain unfazed. Love you. This damn battery. God. Sorry, guys.
Finish your thought. What was your thought? The cities in Arizona.
There's pretty places everywhere, and there's shitty places everywhere. Green Valley, I was going to say.
Oh, Green Valley.
Pretty, yeah.
It's a Green Valley. It's pretty.
It's like Hidden Valley Ranch.
Hidden Valley Sunshine.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry about the battery life stuff. We'll get it figured out on the next one. Love you. Bye.
See you.
That's perfect.
Nicely done.
Courage, something shared by countless Americans. Those who risked their lives. Those who battled serious illness. When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I was primarily concerned with ridding myself of the cancer. But secondly, I was concerned about possible post-operative side effects like erectile dysfunction, ED, often called impotence. You know, it's a little embarrassing to talk about ED, but it's so important to millions of men and their partners that I decided to talk about it publicly. And after all, it can be associated with many conditions, including prostate surgery, high blood pressure, diabetes, or even smoking. The point I want to make is there are many treatments available for ED, so my advice is get a medical checkup. It's the best way to get educated about ED and what can be done to treat it. It may take a little courage, but I've always found that everything worthwhile does.